So, what to make of the DOA confusion? So, let's just back up a second. Initially, the report was he was being charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Apparently, the real charge is something close, something like the potential to cause bodily harm. However, the charges of hate crimes apparently is true. He is being charged with vandalism, but also vandalism and hate crimes included. And this being the Church of Scientology, obviously, you have to be a little skeptical that they're on the up and up. But if we look at the relevant footage from November, December last year, apparently this is so because we can see that DOA is repeatedly taking church property, damaging it, stealing it, destroying it, so on and so forth, as well as cursing out the employees, the staff, just members on the sidewalk, usually minding their own business, and so on and so forth. Now, I don't think that's really the question if he's guilty of this or that crime. He's clearly guilty of many crimes. The question is severity, intent, will a judge and jury even convict him, so on and so forth. But yes, he has probably been bending the criminal law for some time. Whether you like him or not, or whether you agree this is good protesting or not, he clearly is violating the law. But I don't think that is the question, right? Because good or bad, DOA has always been very clear that when he jumped out of the van with his cape and barefoot just stomping up and down, it wasn't exactly about legal niceties, let's be honest. And Aaron, for what, about a year, didn't mind his chaotic energy, but then DOA made the mistake of questioning the Aaron cult, and now suddenly Aaron has ejected him from the good ex-Scientology protester side to the side of pure criminals, and he will not allow this to anymore enter the good bodice of the good protesters, and so on and so on, and yada, yada, yada. So there's a lot of hypocrisy on both sides. But I find a little bit too delicious is Nora's intervention, speaking on DOA's behalf, even though she's been trying to railroad Zero Dark Tony for years and years. Now, whether Zero Dark Tony deserves to be in jail, you can debate that, but really, Nora doesn't care. She doesn't care if they're true accusations, false accusations. Just put him in jail. Just get rid of him now. Nora doesn't like him, etc., etc., etc. So she has gone into her recent rage videos about the self-righteous persecution of DOA and how he's our Jesus Christ man. And if you love protesting, we need to defend him. Well, again, let's be very careful here. If you're protesting while committing many crimes, including vandalism, yeah, this might be trouble for you in terms of the anti-Scientology space, but if you don't commit vandalism while protesting, what's the big issue? I don't see the issue. I mean, again, if you like that style of protesting, that is you. I myself think we should be open minded. Whatever works, works. But I don't see the big utility in what DOA was up to, either there at the Big Blue building or, frankly, the La Poob. But hey, he has 12,000 subscribers. I am hopefully going to be getting 3,000 subscribers. So, 2 plus 2 equals 4. A lot of this was done for entertainment. Let's be clear. So it definitely will hurt a certain kind of protesting. That's true. But again, was it good protesting in the first place? I don't know. I wish Nora would present her case, but like he's Larry Flint, a First Amendment martyr. That's not what's going on. There's even the question if he's going to go to court at all. I mean, he could just skip out on town and just be a fugitive and just ride it out. I mean, there's just a lot of possibilities to deal with. But he does have a lot of experience in court, so I guess he's going to find a lawyer and they're going to hammer it through. But I don't know what the lawyer is going to do because there is no slicing around this one. Insofar as you believe in hate crimes, he would be guilty. I don't think you can get around that. I myself am very suspicious of hate crimes legislation from the First Amendment angle. I just think it's too dangerous to start distinguishing between different groups. On paper, it seems easy, right? A Nazi, tormenting some students around a synagogue. Oh, yeah, that's easy. That's a hate crime. But when we get out in the real world, it is very hard to differentiate cases. And we'll have these boomerang effects where groups you never wanted to be protected will be protected, and groups you never thought would be persecuted under hate crimes legislation. So it's better not to intervene at all and just deregulate the whole thing. That's me. But Aaron trying to do a devil's advocate for the church saying, guys, whatever we think of the churches, this is illegal and it's bad, even though he's done similar or identical activities for a very long, long time. But now suddenly he's very self-righteous and like, guys, we need to choose a better way. Love is better than hate. We must not go down the path of the DOA. Uh-huh. 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 Whatever, King. Whatever. So yeah, it's all pretty much silly nonsense. I think DOA will get off fairly lightly. At most, he'll get a couple months in jail, if that. He will be restricted for a while, but is that really going to stop him, even stopping him from protesting Scientology? I don't think so. I mean, the guy's creative, so he's just going to find other ways to attack the church. What I'm really going to be interested in is his retaliation against Aaron and Streets LA, because it's true, probably Streets LA and Aaron did not right personally set him up, but you got to be a little cynical here that, again, Streets LA has bragged about this as inside information all the time. So do I think it's very possible he knew it was going to happen to DOA and let it happen? Yeah, I think that's very probable. He was probably given the heads up and he was like, oh, they arrested him. I can't believe it. Well, he got himself in trouble and it's him. He has to get himself out of trouble. Right, right. So just a lot of hypocritical, moralizing about what we should do when we were protesting from both sides. But where does this leave the intelligent, rational people in the middle? I don't know. There's not many places to go here in this space because it's become so dark and toxic that it's just very hard to move forward without doing pretty crazy, silly stuff just to get noticed. So the short-term good effect is to force protesters to think more carefully about what they're up to when they're out there on the street. Because it sounds easy in principle, just go out there, yell about cult or whatever, but in reality, it's much more difficult, and you have to really study these things. That's what I did when I did anti-war protesting, is really study the subject, really know what you're getting yourself into, and don't just jump in and start waving your camera. I just don't think that's very wise. But I do find it funny that Nora now is like, whatever we think about Scott, we need to stand behind him. Or what, Nora? Or what, the apocalypse is going to happen? This is a woman who routinely censors her own chat and likes to go after people herself and has been caught stalking and harassing her own critics. But now she's like, we need to be more open-minded about protesting and free speech. We need more and better ideas. We need to return traditional moral values. We need a new Zero Dark Nora. Yeah. The point is, he is your friend. You're losing a lot of allies, so now you're very loyal to him. It's not that hard to understand. But guess what? Aaron is not loyal to DOA. He has no obligation to help him, so now he's really, really mad and angry. So it's just keeps happening over and over in this space that people are being judged by, are you friends with this or that person? Not that they do the right thing, not that they have good ideas, not that they're being productive or even helping the cause. No, are you friends with the right person? If you're not, you're the enemy. If you are the right person and you're friends with that right person, well, there you go. Now you're the king and queen of everything. So there we go. But I'll give DOA this. He has maintained his ear to the street. You can't deny that. He does put himself out there. I don't think he puts himself out there in the right way, but that's me. But what's Aaron's path forward? I guess keep getting rid of protesters until you have only a loyalty circle with himself, Streets, Pharaoh, Cheryl, Marilyn, and who? Oh, yeah, George Bianca, who takes out his camera to look at women and their beautiful breasts. Hey, I'm not against that, but I don't know if that's really anti-Scientology protesting. It's a different kind of protest, but there we are. So hopefully DOA will learn something from this and sober up, but I doubt it. He just seems very committed to his very aggressive posturing. It's got him here so far, but it could in the future really lead to real jail time and him having to, for a while, cool off. But we'll see where this goes. Thanks for listening.